Hi. Whoops. Good morning. Hi. This is going to be the first of many issues, I'm sure. So, this is going to be just a me stream. Evan is off today. He's busy doing some other stuff. So, hopefully that's okay. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday. Got a weekend coming. Okay. Well, hopefully that goes good for everyone. So, there are a few things that I wanted to go over before we dove into the newsletter. Last Friday we had talked about. I completely forgot about it, but we had talked about it at the end of the last live stream. If you caught that, that Tom Lawrence was doing a stream with Chris from IX Systems, and it was kind of like an interview thing, but it was also like just discussing like the Goldeye release. Um, and if you had caught the news video, then you'd see that we got to ask some questions and got to answer some. Um, there was some people who had an issue with Chris's statement about spinning down hard drives. And Chris and Tom are both very experienced in the field. I have done no looking into it because it just makes sense if you just think about it for a little bit. Um, so you're wanting to save power by spinning down your hard drive, but so when it gets in use, you're going to need to spin it back up. Keeping the disk constantly spinning at a consistent rate is not going to draw that much power, and it's also not going to wear the disk down. So if you're stopping and starting it, you're constantly doing that, especially with a media server, then you're running a huge risk of just wearing out your drive over time. Now, if you're not going to touch the drive for like just data, like let's say you're just not going to touch it like weeks at a time, then yeah, it makes sense to like spin down your hard drives. But for the majority of the people that are using TrueNAS, it's not really advised to spin down your hard drives. So I know a lot of people had issues about that, but this was a good stream. I hope they do more of these. I liked being able to actively talk to someone from IX Systems. They responded to all my questions. We had a few laughs. You guys could definitely go watch this stream if you are bored. You're doing something. I watch a lot of streams. I'll just like have them like playing in the background if I'm like making food, or if I'm just doing some like monogamous task or like driving. I won't even look at them. Like you could definitely do it with like this, where you don't need to really look. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting to talk about, discuss a few issues people had with that. And then also the Unify Worldwide Developer Conference. I think that's whatever it's called. They had that this week, and I don't think anything was announced. To the public at least. They definitely announced some stuff to the people that attended, but I don't think they have publicly announced anything. I'm not seeing anything about that. But it's cool to see that they're doing this. I didn't know they did this. Apparently it's their second one, so I didn't know they did this last year. But that's good to see that a networking company is getting more involved with the people that are covering or people that are just attending. There was a decent amount of YouTube videos that got recommended on my feed, um, based on it. Um, and you got Cody from Mac Telecom. I don't know who the other person is in the middle. Okay, I don't want to play that. But so here, you guys can go watch that as well if you're interested. Um, Tom and Cody, they really just talk about their experiences with deploying Unify or Ubiquity products. Thought it was interesting. A good thing to hear. I was hoping for a little bit more, like product announcements. It's our boy Scarlet. What's up? Hey, Lemons. So it was interesting to hear that. I obviously haven't finished yet. I only got this. I started it this morning when I was cooking. So all right. I think that was it. That's all I really had to say before that. I don't think anything big with TrueNAS happened that I'm thinking of. Not really. There was one interesting comment. I say comment, and I tell Evan this too. I don't want to put someone on blast because, like, I think we're more responsible than that. But at the same time, if like one person harasses this individual for having that thought, I think it's too much. I still think it can be a good discussion. So that's why I'm not like naming like the video or anything like that. But they said that they're curious why, not curious, they're like dumbfounded why everyone wants TrueNAS to do more than just NAS stuff. And I think and like especially when we have stuff like Proxmox, and I think the honest reason for that is just look at why Proxmox gained its popularity so much. It's just with another project that, I mean, yes, it was a company that just died. It just killed its user base because of its practices. There's not really something that's going to stop Proxmox from going that route. Not saying it will, but there are other, just because one thing does it really well does not mean that you shouldn't support other companies in doing that one thing. I don't think TrueNAS will, I don't want to say ever. I don't think anytime soon, by soon I mean like the next 3 to 5 years, I don't think it'll get to like close to feature parity with Proxmox. I don't even think that's what they want, honestly. But it's something that I wish more people would understand, that just because one person like Proxmox does something so well, that doesn't mean that TrueNAS can't do it as well, or other operating systems. It's like saying like, well, TrueNAS is already a thing. It's already free. Why is Unraid a thing? Like, why would people do Unraid? Like that? No, that just doesn't make sense. Unraid can be as much of an inspiration to TrueNAS as TrueNAS can be to Unraid, and vice versa. That goes for Casa OS. That can be for anything. Like everyone's like got like an outcry for like HexOS, and it's, I guess, I don't know. It's something that I wish more people would understand, that just because one person or entity, whatever you want to call it, does something good doesn't mean that you shouldn't have another one do that exact thing. It's good. It drives innovation. I don't know. All right, enough of all that ramble. Let's go ahead and let's get into the newsletter. So, diving into the weekly highlights, the annual user survey is officially closed with a whopping 4,000 completed responses compared to the 3,700 last year. I would love to think that we contributed maybe 10 people. I hope we did. That's great. That's good. That means that self-host is growing, and that's good to see. By the way, self-host is maintained by Ethan Shawley. Great man. Great man. He single-handedly maintains this website and the newsletter. But that's good. I'd like to see that. Hopefully we can hit the 5K mark next year. That'd be nice. Thank you to all who participated. I'm still working through the data. I should have an update next week as to blah, 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 blah. I was hoping to go through it this week. Dang it. Oh well, that's fine. And then, as is tradition, I'll be discussing the survey's finding later this month on the live stream with the YouTuber DB Tech. That'll be fun. That'll be a good stream. I'll definitely be doing that. I'll be joining that. Oh, he recently hit 100K. Congrats. If no one knows who DB is, he's pretty solid channel. I like him. I like DB. He's a good, honest man. Not to say that other people aren't. He just specifically, I just think about him and I think about how nice he is. If you guys like streams like this, you'll definitely like his streams. There's more people to chat with there. I join them. I have fun with them. And so, it's actually at a reasonable time, like Saturday. You're not having to do it Friday in the morning on a work day. Some keen-eyed readers might have noticed that the title's week's newsletter looks a little bit different. While some of the content I share each week is time-sensitive news updates, most of it isn't. And I fear new subscribers are missing out on great projects and software as we tend to avoid content we perceive to be outdated. Moving forward, I'll be transitioning away from date-centric titles and to shake this perception. I agree. And I need to really talk to Evan about this, I guess. But I've like always had it in like the back of my head that it's a problem, but I've never just stated it. Like when we start the live stream and he'll say like, "Oh, it's a November 7th, 2025." Like, well, like the viewer can like look at that date of the stream, but like now you're like stating like, "Oh, okay, well this just doesn't matter." Or even like on like the T3 news, or like just the TrueNAS news that we do on Monday. Now you're like dating the video like, "Oh, okay, well this is just redundant now." And you don't really want to do that because just because it's old news doesn't mean it's not current news. A lot of the old stuff can still be insightful for today, honestly. And lastly, those who just can't get enough, there's a few YouTube channels that now cover the contents of the newsletter each week. The previously mentioned DB typically hosts a live stream on Sunday afternoons where he explores some of the more interesting software launches. And servers at home. We made it, boys. And girl. And girl. Wait, we found our 1%. It's not even 1%. We found our 0.7% female viewership. And anyways, not take away from it. We made it. It will also now appear in the publication. Runs through in in detail in their state of self-hosting every Friday. Sure did. Thank you, Tom. Hey, this is a little thanks for all the great content you guys provide for everyone. I just want to show a little appreciation for all the work. Thank you. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Thank you, Tom. We have a popular video series releasing today at 3. That was a lot to record and edit. Next week, we have an updated video. I haven't even started editing it yet, but it's probably going to be like a 20 to 30 minute video. It's not going to be relevant to a lot of you that are probably watching this. But I saw that Reddit post. What Reddit post? I'm not sure what the Reddit post was. Was it about the spinning drives? I'm not sure. But, and then I pitched about the home art. Oh, okay. I haven't even read that part yet. My bad. But I pitched an idea to Evan. Is it yesterday? And he was like, no. And I was like, yes. It was so funny, and it was just, Evan needs a break. I was like, yeah, you're fine. You got a while for it. It's a lot. I don't think people, I think people like underestimate it a lot, honestly. Evan's learning a new skill. I'm learning a new skill. It's a lot. It's definitely rewarding. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is the best part. I started the stream a little early because I was like excited to start it. This is the like most anticipated part of my week. Definitely, I like doing these streams. It's not honestly, it's not a lot of work. It's just talking. I like talking to you guys. I like hanging out and stuff like that. Sometimes DB doesn't even get to the newsletter because of how much fun and hanging out with you guys he does. And I hope to get to that point at some point. It would be nice. I would love to see, I know Evan wouldn't, but I would love to have to, because I don't care what it takes. I'll do it. I would love to see a 5-hour stream where you guys get me off track. And because I have to get to the end, no matter what. So if that results in 24 hours, it would be so funny. But yeah. Anyways, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. That means a lot to us. I'm sure Evan appreciates it too. Anyways, moving on. In other related news, the Homework Dashboard project took some serious heat after Redditor called out the app's excessive memory usage. A GitHub issue filed 3 weeks ago indicates the development team was aware of the issue but didn't consider it a priority, although this seems to have changed. Oh my, okay. I don't think I even need to read this. Oh my, I'm so sorry, guys. I would love to see, hold on, let me turn this on. I'm sorry, guys. There we go, so that won't happen anymore. It's all blurry now, but I'll fix that another time. I would love, maybe this is just started. Even if it is, let's say it's just started. Sorry about the flash ping. I understand that 1 gig is a lot. I understand it's excessive, all right? But is it that excessive to where I would consider it a priority? Hi, Homar developer here. I can confirm that we're working on this issue with a high priority. The problem is that Homar is running on 3 separate processes, which causes much more memory to be consumed. Due to some technical details, it isn't as easy as removing those processes and merging them into one isn't a simple step. Please consider to wait a bit more until we finally found a solution. We have a GitHub issue. So even if this wasn't, let's say that this isn't a high priority on their list currently. They say it is, but let's say it isn't. You are at minimum running 8 gigs. on like a server. On a NAS, you should be running way more. I guess if you're running ZFS, but that's besides the point. You're not, even if you're not running ZFS, you don't really need that much RAM. I guess it is excessive, but then just don't run it. If it's really that much, if it's already listed as a GitHub issue, and they just don't run it. There are so many other dashboards. It is probably the most feature-rich dashboard. I was really hoping it is memory efficiency. Gotcha. I'm running homearm myself, and yes, it is true what's being talked about here. I think it started after a major release, and yeah, even like I said, I don't see. It is an issue for sure, and it does need to be addressed. But I haven't seen the comments about it because I didn't hear about it. But if they're like taking a whole bunch of slack for it, I'm assuming they are, since Evan is saying, or not Evan, Ethan is saying, reminder, open source devs are real people too. It's just insane that people like get so upset. It's nice to have passion, but like limit it, to be honest with you. There is zero reason that this should be taking as much slack as it is. There absolutely no reason. I'm sorry if that angers. Actually, I'm not sorry. Sorry, that might be hot, but you don't need to be upset with people about their open source project. It'll get fixed when it gets fixed. If you don't like that it's taken too long, learn to code and do better. Then help them. Yeah, the OG post came across kind of entitled. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And these people are not putting their money where their mouth is. I'm seriously consider switching to Glance since it's so powerful. My problem, I could be wrong, but when Evan and I looked at Glance, there was like no integration with like any of like your RStack or anything like that. Like I liked how with Glance you could do like the YAML editing. I liked that a lot. And it was really customizable to what you wanted to do. But you couldn't do like an integration. Like I want to see how many people are connected to my Plex right now. I want to see who's watching what right now. I want to see what's in a queue of something. I want to see that. That would be cool. Now, for me to say that about Glance and just start like yelling at them and screaming like you need this now, it is insane. I just don't get it. I'm just repeating myself. I'm sorry. But it's people who just get so upset about these free projects. These people that are dedicating their time to this. Again, I'm preaching to the choir. I understand that, but my gosh, it's insane. I don't get it. Anyways, vibe coding is officially Collins Dictionary's 25 word of the year, followed closely by aura farming, task masking, and broly cracky. What? We're about to learn this together. I don't think even I've never heard that word before. What is it? It is a slang. Oh. Gotcha. Interesting. Gotcha. Okay. Broligarchy then. Okay, I got you now. Okay, I got you. I didn't know Collins Dictionary was a thing, to be completely honest with you. The tech bros who the oligarchy now, yeah. Yeah, after you said that, I figured that's what it was. Yeah. vibe coding is gonna just get more and more. That's just the truth. Like OpenAI's with their like Atlas browser, they're trying to coin the term vibe lifing to where Atlas will do everything for you in browser. Like that vibe coding just sounds cool. It's not cool, but it sounds cool. Vibe lifing? That sounds stupid. You could have totally came up with a better term to make something sound cool. That is crazy. Just vibe lifing. Alright. Nabokasa shared that they are announcing the new Home Assistant product on November 19th. The graphics indicate it will be related to ZWA2, which I'm certain the name will make no sense. True. Vibe lifing sounds like something you do for smoking the green. Agreed. I have seen this. I got a notification for this. I'm interested to see what the new product is. They have started to dabble more. So this is Home Assistant. Nabokasa is the head, like the head owner of Home Assistant. For people that didn't know that. Let me look. I think they've released other products as well, besides like their Home Assistant blue, yellow, green editions. And their like subscription service to wirelessly connect or remotely connect to Home Assistant. I forget. They should spell it. No, I can't find it. I could have sworn they did. I think it was like a USB device. I forget what it was. Anyways, that's cool. I want to see more companies come up like Nabokasa. Like Home Assistant was just an open source project. And then it got such a team and a passion behind it that they were able to create their own business head and create a foundation for the Open Home Foundation and just do so much. I do not think, this might be a lot of praise, but I don't think that the smart home economy would be where it is without Home Assistant and Nabokasa and doing the things that they do. It is amazing. I want to see more companies like that to where they can grow, and that's where they start is with like open source or just doing something for the community that they're in. NG's Proxy Manager received its first significant update, which introduces a rewritten interface. I have not seen this. Let's see. Did they have it on their README? The change? Hopefully. They do not. Oh, screenshots. Hopefully. I don't think these are updated. These are not updated. Okay, fair enough. It's 100% wouldn't be. Home Assistant is the reason why home automation took off, in my opinion. It was going before, honestly, with like a lot of people were using like Samsung Smart Things, but Home Assistant opened it up. I think even Habitat might have even been before Home Assistant. I could totally be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were before. But I didn't notice that big of a change after I upgraded my NPM. Okay, so but he's saying here that they shared or they First significant update in almost a year, which introduces a rewritten. Oh, rewritten. Okay, so they might have just improved the performance of it, which is fair enough. If it worked, it worked. I know a guy who got into ESP Home on what felt like over a decade ago, but for the mainstream, yeah. No, and that's another thing that they've done too is ESP Home. You know, they've helped with that community in so many ways. It's cool. Like I said, I hope the Home Assistant Nabokasa of the world, I hope they become more popular. It would be interesting to see like a success story written of them. Like they've been able to like release like manufactured physical like they're like their own smart voice assistant like physical device they've been able to release. Like that's a huge achievement from like an open source project. It is like you have to think about like the molding and then the PCB manufacturing. Like it's a lot. It's not 3D printed. They've actually hired someone to make a mold or paid a company to make a mold and do that in a factory and then manufacture. It's a lot. I don't know how much it is exactly. I just know it's a stupid amount of money to get that stuff done on the production line. But it's cool. I'm glad that they're able to do that. I hope more people are able to do that and are as cool as they are. Mastodon, a popular self-hosted X/Twitter alternative, finally released support for Q posts. Here's hoping dislikes are next. I don't like going on platforms like this. I don't like going on Threads, Twitter, Mastodon. I feel like it's purposefully meant as like something to like rage bait people and like is like intentionally toxic. I do not like going there at all. I try to stay off of there as much as I can. It's just so much brain. It's more brain rot than like watching 1 minute videos. Because all you're doing is just giving unfederated access to everyone's opinion, and it's just wild to just sit there and just read through all that stuff. Honestly, it's a lot. The Unraid team published a video walkthrough of the new 7.2 with the strangest intro I've ever seen. Oh. It's not unfederated access, it's federated access. Gotcha. Okay. My bad. They know their audience. Good job. There was this article by Tech Tipsy talking about why Nextcloud feels so slow. And it basically finds out that it's just hogging a lot of resources for the pages that it's loading, from what I gathered. And yeah, it's gonna happen with this is literally just like what happened with Homar, but like on a different scale. And that is personally why me and Evan don't recommend people use Nextcloud. It's a great product. It is great what they do, but you should be able to. You should not have to install everything. It is so bloated. And there are other alternatives out there. If there wasn't other alternatives, then, you know, incentivize other people to make those, or, you know, like try to fix it. But there are so many other alternatives to Nextcloud, and I would like to see them, because it is an all-in-one platform, and I would like to see it get fixed, but I don't know if it will anytime soon, to be honest. They have a lot going on. I want to love Nextcloud. The feature set is so good. I use it every day, but when I use it, it always feels so slow. Yeah, it's unfortunate. What alternatives? Let's look. I'm pretty sure there's Phylum. There are a bunch of them. Like, let's look. Alternatives. If you ever want to do alternatives, this is exactly what I do. Does he have Google Drive on here? Yep, he does. Yep. So right here's a bunch. I think we've done a video over Phylum, which is a good one. That's the cleanest one I've seen. Video idea for top 5 Nextcloud alt. I don't. How do I put this? I don't like putting content out like that personally. Someone might be able to convince me, but because some people might think we're down talking Nextcloud, but we're really not. Nextcloud is great, but it's slow. It's a lot. And I don't, because that, like I said, it is great, but I wish it was better. And honestly, Phylum for me is that better. It does what I need it to. It's just a Google Drive. If I want to edit it, like I said, I understand what they're doing. I do. I get it. Like even later in here, like sync in. Honestly, not trying to be mean to you, sync in, but your UI is kind of bad. It's not pretty. I could never make this ever in my life. So congratulations on this, seriously. But it is not a pretty UI. Can I open this stuff up? Yes, I can. And so right here is a replacement. I don't know how well this runs, but Ethan recommends this, or not recommends it. It's a spotlight towards the end. And so this is an alternative. Sync in. You guys can check it out if you want. But do any of them have desktop clients for Linux, Windows, or Mac OS, which include proxy files? I do not understand at all why people care so much about desktop clients. I don't. I really, really don't. People have tried giving me reasons, like, well, this is what my work would prefer, or like, it's an easy deployment. And like, yes, but you're asking for an open source project, all right? And you are asking for them to make a good product. Like, let's take Phylum, for example. You are asking for them to make a competitor to Google Drive, all right, for free. And now they have this in a unified web dashboard that's just as good, if not better, than Google Drive, which is online as well. But you can also take it offline. But now you're asking this free for work dev or team. I don't think there's a team doing this. I'm pretty sure it's one person to make applications for iOS, Android, Linux, Windows, Mac OS. You're asking them to make it for all of these operating systems, because if they make it for Linux, they're going to have to make it for Windows, and then they're going to have to make it for Mac OS. And if they're going to make it for Mac OS, they might as well do it for iOS. And if they're going to do it for iOS, they might as well do it for Android. That's the problem. Do you have a hold on? I'll get back to your comment, or yeah, your comment here in a bit. And so but like I said, like I said, it's not something that I really do care about, to be completely honest with you. Or it's not that I don't care about it. What should I say? It's something I don't understand. Um, I understand that it's simple. It's simpler for you to just install an application, but I just don't get it. So, like I said, you just have to understand that stuff. Um, I completely, I don't want to disregard that at all. It's something that they could invest time into, but you got to understand exactly what you're really asking for. Another downside of the desktop clients that sync files to your PC, you're putting yourself at risk that data gets lost or corrupted when the PC gets infected with ransomware, for example. Yeah, ideally what it would be doing if like you're syncing it to the desktop, like the original file is on the server anyway still. But yes, you're risking that if that's not the case. Do you have any video on migrating or updated the version of Image? I follow the docs from Image for TrueNAS, but I know Image no longer launches. But now, yeah, there should be steps to update Image on the wiki. Like Evan said, if you're still having issues, you can join our Discord, and we'll get you taken care of. I care about it for backups, but most of the commercial options support it, and it's important. It's important. It's an important feature for many, so having major features missing is making it not a feasible alternative. It's having a desktop application is not really a feature. It's an option of accessing that. But you could just use SyncThing. It's another open source application that you can just use to get that functionality if that's what you want. Because like I said, you got to understand, and I understand what you're saying, but you need to understand what you're asking and what other people are asking. If you don't know what SyncThing is it's really good. You just install it on the client, and then you just schedule the backups. It's really good at what it does. And then you can just target the directory or the data set or whatever that you have it set up as inside TrueNAS, and then it's just going to send those files over. I understand it's another product to set up, but again, like I said, you gotta understand that what you're asking for is a lot. And some of those options that are on that list, they might have a desktop client. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. And so you can check that out yourself. Go on this list and check that out. All I'm saying is, like, temper your expectations, really, you know? And that's kind of the problem with all of this stuff of just being self-hosted. I can, but like you said, not everybody's professional deployment can. It is definitely a feature. If you're going to be self-hosting Phylum, which you would already need to be doing, then you already have the skills to do SyncThing. And that's kind of the main problem right now with the environment, is you will need to have a server somewhere to install that stuff. With Google Drive, it's as easy as just me making an account. But you're gonna need some skills to do that stuff. And there's honestly probably even some other opportunities that make it easier. I'm not sure. I'm not denying that it's a lot. I agree it is. Yeah. Is it just buffering for me? I'm not seeing any buffering on my side. You were thinking servers at home, servers at work. I work in the IT tech industry, and if the company does not know how to set this up themselves, they hire people like me to do that for them. There are a bunch of ways to go out and do that. And right now, what they're all using is like Azure or Dropbox. Or not Azure, OneDrive or Dropbox. And honestly, Dropbox is just fine. Or they're using OneDrive, and that's how they get their Office 365 suite, stuff like that. But if they wanted to save and do stuff like this, then they would hire someone like me or their IT to do stuff like that, to install stuff like that for them. So we're never really going. I shouldn't say never, but it's like asking, and that's what, like, you're asking people to install this on a server, set up the storage. Like, that's already a lot to ask. It doesn't matter if it has a desktop client or not. All right. Moving on. Sorry about that, everyone. Database backup strategies, automate dumps. We actually are going to be, well, your database is corrupted. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about database backups in this next video. Actually, there's a service that does that for you. So be sure to look out for that. IKEA's big smart home push arrives with 25 new Matter devices. I'm still iffy on the Matter. On Matter, to be honest. We'll see. I hope it is what is promised. I would hate to see it die out. It's been out for a while now. I'm just fearing the day where the first Matter device you just can't control anymore. I would hate to see that. YouTube TV's Disney blackout reminds users that they didn't own what they stream. I saw this. I never looked into it. But Google is petty. Google is so petty. With what they decide to stop doing. There's a lot that they just will black out or just stop if, like, they're trying to do something. It is wild. I am so glad I don't have to do that. But yeah, it's you just can't trust the big companies. I wish you I use an application called Affinity Photo. I'm not even gonna pull it up. But it was an alternative to Photoshop, and it was pretty decent. But it was a one-time fee, and how they made their money was they would sell, like, packs that the community would make, like shaders packs, color packs, stuff like that. And so it was sustainable. It worked for them. And, you know, I bought my product and that was really it. And I didn't look back. And before we were going on the live stream yesterday with Evan, I had gotten something on my feed saying like, "Oh, Affinity just released a new product. Affinity got bought out." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." Affinity got bought out by Canva, and they took off all the other software, and now it's a free piece of software. And just looking at like, so you would think like back in the day, like I'm not talking even that far back, like I shouldn't say that far back. It's pretty far back, like 2012, 2015, right? You hear like someone's coming out with a competitor to Photoshop and it's free and it's really good. And everyone would be happy. But now everyone is so upset and worried because okay, so where's the product? Where are you making your money? And apparently it's going to be in their subscription AI stuff, but I don't believe it. I don't. And that's what sucks. I don't know, you just can't trust the companies anymore. And that's where they're losing a lot of people. Is they just keep ripping and ripping and ripping. And that's the problem. Like that the Nest thermostat. I don't know if everyone heard about that. I think people finally cracked it so that you could locally control it, but just the Nest 2 thermostat, Google just dropped service for, so no one could ever do anything with it. You couldn't locally control it. That's like a $200 product. So I pay $200 for my smart thermostat and I can't control it anymore? That is insane. I should be able to use my physical product. Another example of Google just blacking something out. It's insane. By the way, is the next October in the pipeline? Best of October. You know what? It could be. Today maybe. I don't know. It could be. I'm not sure. All right. Let's get into software updates. 4GA boards. I don't remember this one. It's a Kanban board. What was their update? OIDC support, new GitHub inspired theme, nice, cool. Bento PDF, they got an update. I do not know what Flatter is. Simple Jellybean front end, cool. I guess it's just my service. I'm like 6 minutes behind. Have you tried refreshing the stream? I haven't been going. Oh my goodness. It has been an hour. I'm not even. Evan would be so mad right now. Like, why is this taking so long? Evan wouldn't be mad. I'm messing. Android TV release. That's cool. I like seeing that. Quick connect for easier login. Cool. I need an application on for Jellyfin for Tizen OS. I would need it. Home Assistant, their new update. Yep. The monthly update. Mastodon, I don't really care. Next Explorer. Oh my gosh. What do they do? OIDC support, icon tooltips, public URL sharing for proxies, resizable sidebar, current directory search, right-click context menu. Nice. Dude, this is cool. Microsoft has its problems. And Windows has its problems. But the most consistent thing that they've done before some of the stuff they've added to Windows 11 with it has been File Explorer. File Explorer is great. It has some issues. It has some blemishes. But I don't know why no one has taken inspiration and just made that for like other file systems or this file managers. Oh, sorry. This looks cool. I love this. I'm definitely going to be getting this. Windows has its problems. Hey, they fixed their 10-year-old bug finally, where if you hit update and shut down, the system finally updates and shuts down. It doesn't update and restart. You know, we gotta take those wins, you know? You should check if it says live with the red dot next to the volume slider, yeah. Yeah, try that, Lemons. But, alright. I'm excited for Next Explorer, it's cool. And Jinx, we talked about that. Pine Pods. Internalization, short preferences per podcast, individualized episodes. Cool. If you're into podcasts. What is this? It's just a wish list maker? Cool. I've never seen this. Cool. Free Eddie? We've talked about this before. Live location sharing being magic links. Cool. I would love to see like an open source variant of being able to like share locations. Because FYI, if you're using something like Life360, you are 1,000,000% just being tracked. Like, that's not a hypothetical, that's just a fact. I'm just saying. But something like that to where it's only just me, my wife, no one else needs to know where we are. If I had kids, I think we're in a world now to where like I cannot, if I have a kid, they're going to have a smartwatch to where I can like see what's going with them, not because I need to know where they are and what they're doing, but just, and even then I don't even know. There has to be something that I could do just to make sure like no one's gonna do anything to them. And it's not even that. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I'm sorry. No, moving on from that. Yeah, it's just my service. No big deal. I'll have to drop and watch later. All right. Talk to you later, Lemons. Thank you for stopping by. Termix, new terminal customization options, additional SSH tools, revamped server stats, improved multi-platform support. Good job. Termix is cool. I like Termix. I guess we missed Task Trove. Habit view, auto rollover, recurrence mode, week time grid, inside calendar view, and Halloween theme. Cool. Umami, updated web interface and new navigation, improved filters, links, pixels. New. Cool. We need to make a video over Umami. I didn't realize we haven't, to be completely honest with you. I thought we did. I thought that was before I started helping Evan out. I never realized that we didn't do that. And to me, that is crazy. Especially since that's what we use for stats, for page stats. CoreDoc. Lightweight container for exposing doc containers as DNS entries. The amount of times I have checked on Google where exactly I was at, which time was more than once. Having a private recording would be good, especially since de-Googled. Yeah. Yeah, I would like to see more trackers that are like that. Right now, we use our Apple Watches and our phones for that. And so I can trust Apple as far as I can throw them. They are the ones that I know that have the best tracking that doesn't share that data with anyone else, as far as I'm aware. Nothing's come out about that. So that's why we do it. If there was definitely a better alternative that came out that I could for sure know no one else knew, then that'd be fine. Like, honestly, if someone like tracks what I'm doing on like a website, that's one thing. But if someone tracks what I'm physically doing, that's another, in my opinion. I don't like that. A lightweight sidecar container that automatically exposes Docker containers as DNS entries, make container discovery and inter container communication seamless. Cool. Apple doesn't share until they're forced by government. Do you know any like that? I have. You know, a few no. You're silly. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Those, no. Dude, it is so funny, like, talking to people. They're like, oh, you have an Apple, like, you made a good choice. Like, I made an okay choice. It's like, it's secure for me, but to say that, like, people act like Apple is, like, the most secure and it never breaks that, like, sanctity of, like, security. And, like, no, it does. It 100% does. That's a fact. It hasn't broken it for me and the things that I use for it, but it definitely 100% has. So, cool. Cordox, cool. Something like that's useful. I've been on Graphene OS for roughly 2 years now. Very happy with it. I saw people talking about Graphene OS after mainly the LTT video came out, and something like that would be cool, but I couldn't put my wife on it. That's the problem. Because I can talk to her and help her with her privacy, but just like straight up just restricting it, because that's really what Graphene OS is trying to do. So that you're not selling any of that, you're getting rid of any of that information, so there's no trackers, anything like that, which is cool. But I don't know. I hope to see. I don't think any one person making an operating system is going to be the solution. I think the solution is just going to have to come down to, like, laws to making people safe. If, in my opinion, I think if my data was anonymously, not my location data, like, let's say, I don't even know about that. Like, just like my tracking data, if it was like anonymously submitted, but then it wouldn't be profitable. Like, they don't need to know my mail, they don't need to know my age, they don't need to know what state I live in, any of that. But it wouldn't be profitable to sell that data then, because those people can obtain that data free for themselves anyways. I don't know. DCTS, a chat platform like Discord, but self-hostable like TeamSpeak. This is going to sound like I'm contradicting myself, But I don't know why. Again, want to make this very clear. Congratulations to these people making this. And we need something to compete with Discord. We do. Discord is the only thing that's out there that does what it does good enough. And we need something to compete with it. But we could just look at Stoit, or Stoat, however you want to call it. I'm pretty sure this is just open source. Yeah, it has its source code right in GitHub. So, I'm not saying get rid of the project. This might be better than Stoit. This might get better than Stoit for sure. But maybe, again, I'm not a developer, so maybe it's just not reasonable to just fork what Stoit's doing and then just do your own thing. And maybe it's better. I have no clue. Right now I'm just looking at front end, really. So maybe it's better. Maybe I'm just speaking out of turn here. But honestly, Stoit it's pretty cool. Let me turn this off. It's pretty cool with what it does. It looks like Discord. It acts like Discord. There are some things that it's going to need to do before people would even consider switching to this. But I do like it. It looks cool. It feels cool. It's got some things that are more than Discord, but a lot of things that are not as nice as Discord. I think this is the right step in the right direction. There was one company called Gilded out there, but that was another private company that was trying to get into this space that failed, in my opinion. They're still out there. And I'm pretty sure it's... Never mind, I'm not even going to get into that. So, I don't know. It would be... I'm hoping to see more competition for Discord. Especially something that's self-hostable. Like, people want to mention, like, TeamSpeak. And TeamSpeak just did, like, their new redesign. And, oh my gosh. I have absolutely no clue who on their design team was thinking that they just made Discord but TeamSpeak. The whole thing about Discord is being able to text each other. Voice is the most complicated part. Text is not that hard. I have to join a chat of a VC in order to text people. There's no like server to where I can just text chat people. This is not going to bring people to like switch to this. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why you have to convince people that this is easier than setting up Discord, and it's not. It's just a Discord server is so easy. That's the problem, and that's what Stoit needs. It needs something that's going to outshine Discord, and that's the hard part, for sure, for them, especially since it's just an open source project. And it being open source is definitely a part of that reasoning of what makes it different and what makes it better, for some people. I'm worried about the future of graphene since Google almost closed source AOSP. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's an issue I'll hold on to for the first Linux phone. You're reaching. I hope it comes. I do. I really do. Graphene OS is actually super usable even for less tech literate people. I think you are. I love my wife. I love my wife. She is my life. She's, again, I'm going to reiterate, she's my life. She does not understand what she is doing with tech stuff, and I could guarantee you she could not do it, which is completely fine. I've been considering hosting Matrix / Elements. I saw that. Zulip. I don't know what Zulip is, or something like Stoet. Unsure which one. I just this morning installed Matrix / Element, and my problem with it is it's the TeamSpeak dynamic. You're not creating a server like this. Like with this, I'm creating a text channel and I'm creating a voice channel. If you're going to be creating a competitor to Discord, you gotta match its basic features. If you want to drive that competition to it. And I'm assuming Stoet wants to because of all the work that they've put into it. I mean, just the website alone looks beautiful. So I don't know, and that's the same with Matrix. It does as far what I saw. I could be wrong. It doesn't do that. I took a very quick look at it, and that's just what I don't get. TeamSpeak was always a voice chat service first and foremost, so I understand that they're thinking. I understand that that's what it was before, but it's like saying Netflix used to be a DVD delivery service, and that's what they were at first. But they adapted. Everyone used to use TeamSpeak on PC. Now everyone and their mom uses Discord. So adapt to that change. I can't believe you, in my personal opinion, I can't believe you spent all this time doing that, and just to not be just like having the most basic of features. TeamSpeak not being open source makes out of the question for me personally. Anyway, I already know. I don't know. There's already so much stuff that just has my information, and I don't think I need to keep feeding it. But at the same time, I'm also just looking for something that's just better. And I think that's what everyone else looks for. That's why, and this is why I know no one's going to be switching to anything. Anytime, like, any other platform that they're, like, stuck with. Like, look at, like, the it's probably, like, a year or two now, a year ago, with, like, the controversial, like, Reddit shutdown, with, them being, like, public now for trading, and all of that stuff, and, like, all the strikes that happened, and then all the open source projects that took over. Like, Reddit isn't that hard to replicate, and nothing. Like, maybe a handful of people did something about it, and went over there or created something or whatever. But the mass majority, no. It's too easy to go on Reddit. It's too easy. And that's going to be the problem for something like Stoet, which is going in the right direction. But that's going to be their main issue, honestly. Quickly saying hi Flame. Thanks for stopping by. The advantage of Matrix / Element is that they get the big bucks from all the military contracts. I did not know that. Yeah, if you got all that money, I mean, spend it into something that's going to get you more money. But anyways, not take away from this. Not to take away from this project that they're doing. I hope this succeeds for them, and I hope they do a good job. All right. Docker auto heal automatically monitor and restart unhealthy Docker containers. Cool. Document explains. Cool. Front end structure is React. So where is... Are there screenshots? If you have a front end, Can I see it? Okay. Cool. Docker manager. That is, you are going to get lost in the sauce with that name, buddy. Manage and interact with Docker containers via Android. Cool. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll have to fix the issues I'm having with. Hey, let's just do this. I don't even know if you guys can see this. Hold on. Sorry. All right. So now let's try it. Okay. I'll have to fix like the shadowing that it's doing at some point. Okay, that's better. I just turned it down. Okay, never mind. Some point meaning now. It's still kind of iffy. That looks cool. I like that. I like that. Not gonna talk about that. You guys can read about that yourself. Web-based digital display system. I've seen a lot of these popping up. I've seen a lot of these. They're cool. Modern web-based digital photo display system for creating beautiful full-screen slideshows on portrait-oriented displays. Perfect for turning Raspberry Pi into a stunning digital photo frame that showcases your memories with style. Glow warm transforms any display. Oh, okay, it's probably just the same thing. That's cool. Intercom, turn any computer into a remote intercom via WebRTC. That's interesting. Intercom lets you run any computer with a microphone, speaker, and webcam into a remote intercom. You can talk, listen, and watch what happens through the browser using WebRTC. There's no way, because you're using webcams, that the camera quality on that is good. There's no way. If that Android Docker Manager has a built-in VPN somehow, maybe via Tailscale integration, it would be perfect. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Cool. Intercom system. Journiv? Private journal with mood tracking, media uploads. Cool. I will use it with Netbird as a separate app. It works well. Alright, use it. Yeah. Evan's still on like the Netbird train. Evan needs to give the times. Cool. A note-taking app. We are not going to be talking about that, but that's cool. I actually asked about that in the Discord. Can someone help me pronounce this? Let's just call it Nixo. Yeah, let's call it Nixo. Yeah. Open source. Like, yeah. No. It is this part that I'm a little like, I understand what it is, but it's specifically this part that I was like, okay, well, I don't want to mispronounce that. What did it say? One clip act deployment. Okay, cool. So it's an open source alternative to Heroku. That's cool. Oh, that could be cool. That's cool. You can see the databases. Okay, my bad. I should have known. We'll get used to doing that eventually. Oh, it's got a lot of contributors. Cool. Oh, it's got a lot of... Oh, that's deployments. I'm stupid. It's got a lot of releases. When was this released? April 28th. She's doing pretty hot. Yeah, she's doing pretty hot. Good job. It looks good. I'll have to try it out. Nourish household recipes and meal plans. Sounds like mealy. Yep. This might just be a mealy alternative, which is viable. That is a big boy. She thick. Note discovery, like Obsidian note-taking platform. Cool. That's what I use for my work notes, is Obsidian. Cool. This looks exactly like Obsidian, which is completely fine. Nice. Plezzy modern class cross-platform Plex media client. Mealy is so good. One of the few apps that genuinely I couldn't go without anymore. I need to install it. I just haven't. Plezzy is a modern Plex media client that provides seamless streaming experience. Huh. Cool. To be honest, it looks good, but the base Plex UI that they released, at least for iOS, looks better. It looks good. Definitely the desktop one looks better. This looks a lot better than what just the native version looks like. Or maybe that's a macOS app. It probably is an app, actually. That looks good, so good job. TrueNAS, open source live streaming platform. Huh? Ethan? I think you done goofed, buddy. I think Ethan goofed. This isn't a live streaming platform. This looks like a competitor to like Squarespace. This looks cool. Yeah, this looks cool, but I don't think this is that, Ethan. In regards to Mealy, it works for the start to put the recipes, etc. But once you have planning your meals, putting it in the shopping list, having a shared shopping list with my wife on the Postgres web app is great. Cool. Oh, I want to try it. I just gotta stop being lazy. Unblink, camera monitoring application with AI object detection. Either this is a big file or she's struggling. I would like to see. This is laid out good. As far as I'm seeing, I can't click on this. I probably could like go to like an image if I click on that. Is this frigate but with more cat? I think so. Cool. Wildbox comprehensive cybersecurity platform with enterprise grade tools. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay. Do they have a demo? No, they do not. It's fine. I'll have to test this out. That is. This is a folder. 6 releases 50 minutes ago. Nice. They're active. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yikes. Not that that can't make a project awful, or not that that can make a project awful. It's just it's scary to see one of these. It's way more scary to see 3 and then one person. Okay. I mean, they got history. Cool. If they got it, they got it. Cool. That'll be interesting to see. Chrono Frame. Vile. Some of the recently discovered. We looked at that last week. Dash Rise we looked at last week. Iron Cop looked last week. Yeah, that thing. Patchmon. Linux patch monitoring. Patchmon provides centralized patch management across diverse server environments. Agents communicate outbound only to the Patchmon server, eliminating inbound ports. Cool. Having a dashboard like this could be useful. Concerning this is like Squarespace. Do you know of anything like a self-hosted website builder that which then also safely hosts a page? I would like to host a simple landing page. Let's look. I personally don't. And it looks like Ethan doesn't either. Dang it, Ethan. My work uses, what is it called? I hate it so much. I hate using it. I hate playing with it. What is it called? I forget what it's called. Website builder. Crap. I forget what it's called. Oh well, it'll come to me. But yeah, I hate it. Anyways, let's go back. Um. Blah, blah, blah. Recently discovered. I was considering just making an Apache server and then running Hugo on it, but being on top of the security updates seems more work than I want it to be. I would just honestly, if you're not familiar with like HTML and CSS, depending on how simple the page is, it might just be easier just to like build it yourself. You could even AI is pretty decent with HTML and CSS now. Um, it's still not great, but you could probably just get something really easily built with just using just an LLM. Traffic log dashboard we talked about. All right. How helpful did you find the content in this week's newsletter, everyone? A 1 is a meh, 5 is radical. What do you guys give it? You guys give it 1 through 5. What do you guys think? We're not moving on, by the way, until someone says something. Just an FYI. So, what do you guys think? I told you how committed I am. I'm committed to waiting this out. I think it was all right. That's not a number. That's not a number. A 3. Personally, I'm leaning more 3. That's not a number. That's text. Fine. I was kind of leaning towards around there. For a simple landing page, I would do what Scarlett says, and I would build a static page, an index.html file, which is served by Nginx. Yeah. Fine. 3 it is. Content spotlight. So this is sync in the one that we were talking about before. For like a Nextcloud alternative. Cool. Alexander Node app. Alexandri. The good, the bad. Nice. Installing Glance on TrueNAS Community Edition 2025, baby. If you guys didn't watch that, just go watch that. Glance is cool. Uptime Kit. Lightweight alternative to Kuma, yes. Everything new in Home Assistant. If you do not know who Everything Smart Home, sorry about the flashbang. But if you don't know who Everything Smart Home is, then you're not in the like smart home industry. You're not in it. You're not committed at all. He is a very cool person. I've had the opportunity to talk to him a few times. Very cool. He's one of those success stories where he's been able to make his own products with like presence detection, like room monitoring and stuff like that. Like he is competing with like companies by himself with like his own made product, which is like really cool. It got featured on Linus Tech Tips a few times. It's cool. I wanted to buy his Everything Presence 1 sensors forever. Yeah, they're always out of stock. It's so cool. I know it's like impossible and like not unexpected, like an unreasonable request, but I want one that's like battery powered and like takes like AA's or AAA's. I understand it would be extremely bulky, and I would need to change the batteries in it like every week. But it's something I want. I would have like to like drape a cable constantly for that is like my only issue. He's a cool guy. You guys should check him out. Probably no millimeter wave then, yeah. I think Akara is coming out with one. There was a rumor about that. Protect your Unraid setup from disaster. Get that Unraid garbo out of here. The best self-hosted AI tools you can actually run in your home lab. Cool. And then executive sponsors. Let's go. We ultimately did this because we want to support Ethan. We've talked about it before. Ethan has a way to support him. And since, we do the newsletter, we wanted to support him, and we talk about people supporting him, so we wanted to put our money where our mouth is. So definitely go support Ethan. Him doing this newsletter and this website, this just resource to keep all this information. He does all of this. He does the reach out. He makes sure that it's okay with a lot of these people, or and discovers this, that it's okay that it's on here. He does a lot of that all on his own. So being able to fork over a little bit of dough for him to talk about how amazing what he does is, it's cool. You could build a simple battery pack. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But, alright. That ends it for the newsletter. So, thank you everyone for joining us. The announcements are, as always, there's going to be a video released in the next 2 hours. Some of you should know what the video already is. That's like one afternoon. Brother. It's a lot. But the next video will be released in the next 2 hours. We do have, because of the tie, we do have a video for this Sunday coming out as well. So be sure to watch that. What else? I think that's it for videos. I haven't seen if the T3 has come. I think it comes out normally around 1. And okay, it did. And it is, and oh, I guess that's a good thing. I guess I never tried. Oh well, it's fine. It looks like it's responding to your feedback on 25.10 with smart NVIDIA and more. Cool. That's something that we'll definitely need to cover. It's something that we need to cover again. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I guess it's too little too late now. Oh well. So yeah, I'm going to be giving that a watch after this. And then be sure to join the Discord for the vote. I'll be posting that tomorrow. You guys need to hold me accountable. You guys need to spam me if I don't do what I said I'm going to do. You guys are my lifeline to be responsible. But, alright, I think that's it. If you enjoyed the stream, please like it. It really does help us out. Alright, that's it, everyone. I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you for spending your Friday with us, or with me in that case. But thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone who chatted. We appreciate it. Have a good weekend, everyone.